First contact surprise. Admiral Thora Vex of the Galactic Concordat stood motionless before the vast observation window of the celestial chamber, her four eyes fixed on the approaching vessel. The ship was unlike anything she'd seen in her 3 centuries of service. Its hull seemed to absorb the starlight rather than reflect it, creating an unsettling void against the backdrop of space. "Impossible," muttered Senior Architect Xylax, his crystalline form shifting colors in agitation. "Our sensors indicate technology far beyond their development stage. These humans were conducting atmospheric flight just 3 centuries ago." The vessel in question was the TNS Prometheus, Earth's first presentation to the Galactic Concordat. What had begun as a routine first contact ceremony was rapidly evolving into something that threatened to upset 1,000 years of established galactic hierarchy. "They're requesting permission to dock," announced First Speaker Ixel, their bioluminescent tentacles pulsing with uncertainty. "Protocol dictates we must accept." Admiral Vex's upper eyes narrowed while her lower pair focused on the tactical display. The human vessel's design was elegant yet predatory, resembling the apex hunters of their homeworld. Its size rivaled the Concordat's largest battleships, yet it moved with the grace of a scout vessel. "Permission granted," she declared, her voice carrying the weight of authority that came with commanding the Concordat's defense fleet, but maintained defensive positions. The docking procedure was flawless, another surprise from a species that had only achieved faster-than-light travel 50 years ago. The ship's magnetic seals engaged with a precision that many veteran pilots would envy. The human delegation emerged from their vessel led by Fleet Commander Sarah Chen, a woman whose presence seemed to fill the vast chamber despite her species' relatively small stature. Her dark uniform bore no obvious weapons, yet she carried herself with the confidence of someone who needed none. "Distinguished members of the Concordat," Chen began, her voice clear and unwavering. "We come bearing both greetings and a proposal that will reshape our shared future." Murmurs rippled through the assembled alien dignitaries. Such boldness from a new species was unprecedented. Most spent their first century of membership learning to navigate the complex political waters of galactic society. "You speak with unusual confidence, Commander Chen," observed High Counselor Nerix, his scaled face unreadable. "What could Earth possibly offer that would reshape our future?" Chen's smile was subtle but assured. With a gesture, she activated a holographic display that filled the chamber. The image showed the Prometheus, but now its true nature was revealed. Layers of technology previously hidden became visible, showcasing systems that should have been centuries beyond human capability. "The Prometheus isn't merely a diplomatic vessel," Chen explained. "It's the first of our Nexus-class ships, combining technologies that we've developed in isolation. We've achieved quantum shielding, dark energy propulsion, and something we call void step technology." Admiral Vex's facial scales flared in shock. Each of these technologies had been theorized by the Concordat's best minds, but implementing them had proven impossible. Yet here stood these humans, claiming to have mastered them all. "Preposterous," declared Xylax. "Even if you've somehow managed these achievements, no single vessel could integrate such systems without." His words died as Chen activated another display. The Prometheus's engine core came into view, revealing an elegant solution to power distribution that had eluded the Concordat's engineers for generations. The design was beautiful in its simplicity, yet revolutionary in its implications. "We've learned," Chen continued, "that isolation bred innovation. While the Concordat shared technology freely among its members, humanity had to solve its problems alone. We took different paths, asked different questions, and found different answers." Admiral Vex stepped forward, her military training warring with her scientific curiosity. "You understand, Commander, that this revelation changes everything. The balance of power. Isn't that precisely what needs to change?" Chen interrupted. "The galaxy is expanding. New threats emerge daily. The Concordat's technological stagnation is well documented in your own archives. Perhaps it's time for fresh perspectives." The chamber erupted in a chaos of voices, some outraged, others intrigued. Through it all, Chen stood calmly, the holographic display of the Prometheus rotating slowly behind her. She knew, as did every human involved in the project, that this moment would either mark humanity's rise to prominence or its isolation from galactic society. High Counselor Nerix raised his hand for silence, his ancient eyes studying Chen intently. You took an enormous risk revealing this capability, Commander. Many would see it as a threat. We see it as an opportunity, Chen replied. Earth doesn't seek dominance, Counselor. We seek partnership. But it must be partnership based on mutual respect and recognition of what each species brings to the table. Admiral Vex moved closer to the hologram, her tactical mind already processing the implications. These designs, they could revolutionize our entire defense strategy. The applications for exploration alone. Precisely, Chen agreed. And that's just the beginning. The Prometheus represents only a fraction of what humanity has developed. We're prepared to share everything. Our research, our innovations, our unique perspective on problem solving. In return, we ask for full membership in the Concordat, with all the rights and responsibilities that entails. The chamber fell silent as the weight of the offer settled over the assembled dignitaries. It was unprecedented. A species barely known to the galactic community demanding full membership, yet the evidence of their worthiness hovered before them, impossible to dismiss. High Counselor Nerix exchanged glances with Admiral Vex and the other senior members of the Concordat. After a moment that seemed to stretch into eternity, he spoke. Commander Chen, humanity has certainly made an impressive entrance onto the galactic stage. The Concordat will need time to deliberate on your proposal, but know that you have our full attention. Chen's smile widened slightly. It was exactly the response they had anticipated. Take all the time you need, Counselor. The Prometheus and her crew will remain in orbit as your guests. Perhaps you'd like a closer look at what humanity can offer. As the diplomatic dance began in earnest, Admiral Vex couldn't shake the feeling that she was witnessing a pivotal moment in galactic history. The humans hadn't just survived in isolation. They had thrived, evolved, and now emerged with capabilities that would reshape the very foundations of galactic society. The age of comfortable certainty was over. Humanity had arrived, and nothing would ever be quite the same again. The Proving Ground. 3 weeks after humanity's stunning revelation to the Concordat, Commander Sarah Chen stood on the Prometheus's bridge, watching the swirling patterns of hyperspace through the main viewport. The diplomatic discussions had been progressing well, perhaps too well. Experience had taught humanity that nothing worth having ever came easily. Multiple vessels dropping out of hyperspace, announced Lieutenant Maya Patel, her fingers dancing across the sensor array. Configuration unknown. They're not broadcasting any recognized identification codes. Chen's expression remained neutral, but her mind raced through the possibilities. The Prometheus had been conducting demonstration runs for various Concordat technical teams, showing just enough of their capabilities to keep the aliens intrigued without revealing all their cards. Concordat Defense Command is hailing all vessels in the sector, reported Communications Officer Victor Rosenberg. They're warning of a Nexer incursion. The Nexer, the galaxy's most notorious pirates, composed of outcasts from various species. Their appearance now seemed far too convenient to be coincidence. Battle stations, Chen ordered calmly. Inform Admiral Vex that we stand ready to assist. The Prometheus's crew moved with practiced efficiency. They had trained for this, though none had expected their first real combat to come so soon. Through the viewport, Chen could see the Concordat's defense fleet moving to engage the Nexer vessels, 15 sleek, predatory ships that had already opened fire. Concordat vessels are taking heavy damage, Paddle reported. The Nexer are using some kind of modified plasma weapons our database doesn't recognize. Chen allowed herself a small smile. Time to show them what humanity really brings to the table. Lieutenant Commander Rodriguez, activate the Void Step Drive. Tactical, prepare the phase cannons. Let's introduce ourselves. The Prometheus seemingly vanished from space, its void-step technology creating a pocket of null space around the vessel. The Nexer ships continued their assault on the Concordat fleet, unaware of the threat materializing in their midst. Position confirmed. Rodriguez announced. We're in their blind spot. Multiple targets locked, added Tactical Officer James Wong. Phase cannons charged and ready. Chen took a moment to appreciate the elegance of human engineering. The phase cannons were perhaps their greatest achievement, weapons that could bypass conventional shields by shifting their energy beams partially out of normal spacetime. Fire. The Prometheus unleashed its first volley. Brilliant beams of energy lanced out, passing through the Nexer ship's shields as if they didn't exist. 3 vessels erupted in silent explosions before the pirates even realized they were under attack. "They're trying to locate us," Paddle reported, excitement creeping into her voice. "Their sensors can't penetrate the void step field." The remaining Nexer ships broke formation, attempting to scatter. It was a textbook response to an ambush, but it played directly into Chen's hands. "Deploy the quantum nets," she ordered. "Let's show the Concordat how humanity deals with pirates." From the Prometheus's lateral bays, dozens of small devices emerged. Each contained a quantum-entangled field generator. As they activated, they created a web of interconnected spatial distortions, effectively trapping the Nexer ships in normal space. "Nets deployed and active," Wong confirmed. "They're trapped." Chen opened a channel to all ships in the area, including the battered Concordat fleet. "This is Commander Chen of the TNS Prometheus. To the Nexer vessels, your ships are contained within our quantum field network. Attempt to engage your FTL drives, and the quantum interference will tear your vessels apart. Surrender now." The response came in the form of desperate fire from the Nexer ships, their modified plasma weapons splashing harmlessly against the Prometheus's quantum shields. "Their weapons are having no effect," Rodriguez reported, a note of pride in his voice. "Shields holding at maximum efficiency." Chen nodded. "Show them what a real response looks like. All batteries, fire at will." The Prometheus's full arsenal came to bear. Phase cannons struck with surgical precision, targeting engines and weapon systems. Point defense turrets fired bursts of quantum-destabilized particles that ignored armor and disrupted internal systems. Within minutes, the remaining Nexer ships were drifting, disabled but largely intact. "Concordat vessels are approaching," Rosenberg announced. "Admiral Vex is hailing us." The Admiral's image appeared on the main screen, her 4 eyes wide with what Chen had learned to recognize as astonishment. "Commander Chen, that was unprecedented. You disabled 12 warships in less than 5 minutes, with no casualties." "The Prometheus was designed to end fights quickly and cleanly, Admiral," Chen replied. "We believe the best battles are the ones that preserve life on both sides. These pirates will face justice, and their ships can be studied to prevent future attacks." Vex's scales shifted color in what Chen now knew indicated deep thought. "You could have demonstrated this capability during the initial presentation. We preferred to let our actions speak for themselves when needed," Chen answered. "Humanity doesn't believe in intimidation through shows of force, but we will act decisively when innocent lives are at stake." As Concordat vessels moved to secure the disabled Nexer ships, Chen could see the shift in how they regarded the Prometheus. The initial skepticism was gone, replaced by a complex mixture of respect and wariness. "The Concordat Council will want a full report," Vex said finally. "This incident, it changes things." Chen nodded. "That was rather the point, Admiral. Humanity is ready to be more than just another member species. We're ready to be true partners in making the galaxy a safer place for everyone." As the transmission ended, Chen turned to her crew. Each face showed the same quiet pride. They had proven not just their technology, but their principles. The galaxy was beginning to understand that humanity's advancement wasn't just about superior firepower. It was about finding better ways to resolve conflicts. "Stand down from battle stations," Chen ordered. and prepare a detailed analysis of the engagement for the Concordat Council. Let's show them exactly how much more humanity has to offer. As the Prometheus's crew began their work, Chen knew that this was just the beginning. The real challenges and opportunities still lay ahead, but humanity had made its point. They weren't just ready for a seat at the galactic table, they were ready to help reshape the galaxy itself. Hidden depths. The celestial chamber had never been so crowded. Representatives from every major species in the Concordat packed the towering hall, their varied forms creating a living tapestry of galactic diversity. At the center of attention stood Commander Sarah Chen, facing the assembled Concordat Council as holograms of the Prometheus's battle with the Nexer pirates played above. "The implications are disturbing," said Council Elder Krax, his crystalline form pulsing with deep purple light. "Not just the technology itself, but what it suggests about human capability. You've developed in isolation what our combined civilizations couldn't achieve in millennia." High Counselor Nerix raised a hand, silencing the murmurs that rippled through the chamber. "Perhaps more disturbing is the timing of the Nexer attack. Our investigation suggests it was not coincidence." Chen had been expecting this. "You believe someone arranged the attack to test our capabilities?" "The evidence is compelling," Admiral Vex interjected, stepping forward. "The Nexer ships were equipped with experimental weapons they shouldn't have had access to. Someone wanted to see how the Prometheus would respond. And now that response has sparked a political firestorm," added First Speaker Ixel, their bioluminescent patterns shifting rapidly. "3 major technological houses have already submitted formal protests, claiming Earth's advancements threaten their economic stability." Chen maintained her composure, though internally she smiled. Everything was proceeding exactly as Earth's strategists had predicted. "Perhaps it's time we showed you why those concerns are unfounded." With a subtle gesture, she activated a new hologram. The image of the Prometheus faded, replaced by something that caused even the most composed council members to stir with surprise. "This is Aurora Station," Chen explained, "currently under construction in orbit around Jupiter. It's not just a shipyard. It's a technological research and development center designed to be shared with all Concordat species." The station was massive, its spiral structure reminiscent of a galaxy in miniature. Various sections clearly showed designated areas for different species' environmental needs. "Humanity doesn't seek to dominate the galaxy's technological development," Chen continued. "We want to revolutionize how technological advancement happens. Aurora Station will be a neutral ground where scientists and engineers from all species can work together, combining their unique perspectives to solve problems none of us could tackle alone." Senior Architect Xylax moved closer to the hologram, his crystalline fingers tracing the station's layout. The design incorporates elements from multiple species' architectural philosophies. It's harmonious. "That's not all," Chen added, gesturing again. The hologram shifted, revealing the station's core. "The heart of Aurora Station contains what we call the synthesis engine, a quantum computing system designed to interface with all known types of alien technology. It will allow for unprecedented collaboration and innovation." Admiral Vex's scales rippled with interest. "You're proposing to share your quantum computing technology, the same technology that powers your void step drive." "We're proposing to share everything," Chen corrected, "but in a controlled, collaborative environment. Earth doesn't believe any single species should dominate technological development. The galaxy's greatest achievements have always come from the combination of different perspectives." High Counselor Nerix leaned forward, his ancient eyes studying Chen intently. "And what do humans gain from this? Generosity. Partnership," Chen replied simply. "Earth has advanced rapidly in isolation, yes, but imagine what we could achieve together." The Nexer attack proved that even our most advanced technology can be improved through collaboration. The modified plasma weapons they used. With proper development, that technology could revolutionize clean energy production. The chamber erupted in discussion, different factions arguing about the implications. Chen waited patiently, knowing that the next few moments would be crucial. "There's more," she said finally, her voice cutting through the chaos. Aurora Station is just the beginning. Earth has already begun development on a network of similar facilities, each focusing on different aspects of scientific research. We call it the Helios Network. The hologram expanded, showing multiple stations connected by quantum communication relays. Each was unique in design, adapted to its specific purpose and location. Imagine, Chen continued, a galaxy where technological advancement isn't hindered by political boundaries or corporate interests, where the best minds from every species can work together freely, sharing their insights and building on each other's discoveries. First speaker Ixel's tentacles writhed with excitement. The potential for medical advancement alone would be unprecedented. Chen finished. The Helios Network isn't just about technology. It's about breaking down the barriers that have kept our species separate and competitive. It's about building a future where cooperation is the norm, not the exception. Admiral Vex stepped closer to Chen, her military bearing softened by genuine curiosity. You've been planning this since before first contact, haven't you? The Prometheus, the battle with the Nexer, they were all steps leading to this moment. Chen's smile was both confirmation and challenge. Humanity has learned that the greatest victories don't come from overwhelming force or technological superiority. They come from bringing people together, from creating opportunities for collaboration and mutual growth. High Counselor Nerix rose from his seat, commanding attention. What you propose would fundamentally change the structure of galactic society, Commander Chen. The technological houses, the research consortiums, they would all need to adapt or become obsolete. Change is inevitable, Counselor, Chen replied. The question is whether we guide that change toward a better future for all species, or let it divide us further. She gestured to the hologram of the Helios Network. This is humanity's real contribution to the galaxy, not our technology, but our vision of what we can achieve together. As the council chamber buzzed with intense discussion, Chen knew that humanity had just played its masterstroke. The Prometheus had demonstrated their technological prowess, but Aurora Station and the Helios Network showed something far more valuable: their ability to unite different species toward a common goal. The galaxy was about to change, not through force or technological superiority, but through the most powerful force humanity had discovered in its long isolation: the power of shared dreams and collective achievement. The greater threat. The warning came not from advanced sensors or patrol ships, but from a quantum oscillation that rippled through space-time itself. In the partially completed Aurora Station, Commander Sarah Chen stood with Admiral Vex and Senior Architect Xylax, watching as the synthesis engine's displays showed cascading patterns of spatial distortion. "It's like nothing we've ever seen," Xylax muttered, his crystalline form flickering with anxiety. The quantum signatures suggest something massive is tunneling through subspace. Location. Admiral Vex demanded, all four eyes fixed on the swirling data patterns. "That's the problem," Chen replied, her fingers dancing across the quantum interface. "It's not coming from a single location. The distortions are appearing simultaneously across 12 different sectors." The synthesis engine's holographic display expanded, showing a three-dimensional map of known space. Red markers pulsed at various points, forming a pattern that sent chills through everyone present. "They're surrounding the core worlds of every major civilization," Vex realized, her scales darkening with dread. The chamber's quantum comm suddenly crackled to life with multiple distress signals. The first ships were emerging from the spatial anomalies, massive vessels of unknown design, their hulls seeming to shift and flow like liquid metal. "The Nexer attack," Chen said quietly. "It wasn't just a test of our capabilities. They were probing our defenses, gathering data for someone else. Multiple Concordat defense fleets are engaging the unknown vessels," reported Lieutenant Patel's voice through the comm. "Weapons seem to have minimal effect. Their hull composition is adapting to our attacks." Chen's mind raced through the implications. The Prometheus's quantum shields and phase cannons might be effective, but one ship couldn't be everywhere at once. This threat had been carefully planned to strike at multiple targets simultaneously, preventing any single force from mounting an effective defense. "We need to evacuate the civilian populations," Admiral Vex began, but Chen cut her off. "No, we need to finish Aurora Station now." Both Vex and Xilax turned to her in surprise. "The station isn't ready," Xilax protested. "The synthesis engine is barely operational, and the collaborative research centers are exactly what we need," Chen insisted. She activated the station's main command interface, her fingers flying across the controls. "The synthesis engine isn't just a research tool. It's the most powerful quantum computer ever created, capable of analyzing and adapting to any technological signature." Understanding dawned in Vex's eyes. "You want to use it to find a weakness in their ships?" "Better." Chen's smile was fierce. "I want to use it to turn their own adaptive technology against them. But I need your help, both of you." The engine was designed to combine different species' technological approaches. "Right now, that's our greatest advantage." As if to emphasize the urgency of their situation, new reports flooded in. The unknown vessels were deploying smaller craft, each one equipped with the same adaptive technology. Conventional weapons were useless, and even the Prometheus's advanced systems were reporting only partial success in engagement. "The engine's neural interface can accommodate multiple users," Chen explained quickly. "Admiral, your tactical experience combined with Xilax's engineering expertise and human quantum theory, together we might see something none of us could see alone." Vex and Xilax exchanged glances. What Chen proposed was unprecedented. A direct neural link between three different species, filtering their combined knowledge through the most advanced computer ever created. "The neural load could be dangerous," Xilax warned. "No one has attempted a multi-species interface at this scale." "We're out of options," Chen replied. "Every moment we hesitate, more people die." Admiral Vex stepped forward. "How do we begin?" The next few minutes were a blur of activity as they prepared the neural interface. The synthesis engine hummed with power as its quantum cores spun up to full capacity. Around them, Aurora Station's automated systems continued construction at maximum speed, guided by AI systems that anticipated their needs. "Neural interface online," announced the station's eye. "Warning: significant risk of synaptic overload. Recommend reduced input parameters. Override safety protocols," Chen commanded. "Full neural bandwidth." As the three of them connected to the interface, their consciousness expanded into the quantum network. It was overwhelming. Vex's centuries of tactical knowledge, Xilax's intricate understanding of quantum engineering, and Chen's innovative human perspective, all flowing together through the engine's vast processing matrix. Through their shared consciousness, they could see the battle unfolding across multiple sectors. The unknown vessel's adaptive technology was incredible, but as they watched it respond to different attacks, patterns began to emerge. "There," Chen thought, the idea rippling through their shared consciousness. "The adaptation isn't instantaneous. There's a quantum delay as their systems analyze and respond to new threats." "The delay is microscopic," Xilax's thoughts added. "But if we could exploit it, we need to hit them with multiple different attack types simultaneously," Vex's tactical mind concluded. "Not just different weapons, different technological approaches from different species." The synthesis engine processed their combined insights, extrapolating possibilities at quantum speeds. Through their shared vision, they could see the solution taking shape, a way to overwhelm the enemy's adaptive capabilities by forcing them to respond to too many different types of attacks at once. "The Helios network," Chen projected. "The other stations aren't complete, but their quantum cores are online. If we link them together through the engine, we could coordinate a simultaneous attack across all sectors," Vex finished. "Every species, every type of weapon and defense technology, all perfectly synchronized. The power requirements would be enormous," Xilax calculated. "We'd be pushing the quantum cores beyond their designed limits." Then we push them, Chen insisted. We built these stations to bring our species together. Now we find out what we can really achieve when we work as one. Through their shared neural link, they began coordinating the greatest joint military action in galactic history. The synthesis engine reached out to every ship, every defense platform, every weapons system that could be brought to bear. Species that had been rivals for centuries found their technologies working in perfect harmony, guided by the combined expertise flowing through Aurora Station's quantum network. As the counterattack began, the galaxy witnessed something unprecedented. Thousands of ships from dozens of species moving as one, their weapons firing in perfectly synchronized patterns that gave the enemy's adaptive systems no time to respond. The Prometheus led the charge, its advanced technology serving as the linchpin for the coordinated assault. The liquid metal ships began to fail, their adaptive capabilities overwhelmed by the sheer diversity of attacks they faced. One by one, the spatial anomalies collapsed, sealing off whatever dark corner of space had spawned this threat. Through it all, Chen, Vex, and Zelax remained linked, their combined consciousness riding the quantum network that had turned the tide of battle. They had proved something that would forever change the face of galactic civilization, that their differences weren't weaknesses to be overcome, but strengths to be united. New Dawn. 1 year after the Battle of the 12 Sectors, Aurora Station hung in space like a jewel at the heart of the reformed Galactic Concordat. Its spiral arms now complete, the station had become everything humanity had envisioned and more. A symbol of unity in a transformed galaxy. Commander Sarah Chen, recently promoted to Admiral, stood in the newly christened Unity Chamber, watching representatives from over 200 species file in for the historic session. The chamber itself was a testament to how much had changed, its architecture seamlessly blending elements from dozens of cultures into something entirely new. Hard to believe it's only been a year, Admiral Vex remarked, joining Chen at the observation window. Their neural link during the battle had forged a deep understanding between them, though the experience had left its mark. A streak of silver now ran through Vex's scales, matching the premature gray in Chen's hair. The threat forced us to change, Chen replied, watching as senior architect Xilax guided a group of young engineers through the chamber. His crystalline form now bore traces of metallic elements, another reminder of their shared neural fusion. But the change was coming anyway. We just accelerated it. The synthesis engine's success had revolutionized galactic society. What had begun as an emergency fusion of different species' consciousness had evolved into a new form of collaborative technology. Across the Helios network, scientists and engineers routinely linked minds through quantum interfaces, sharing knowledge and perspectives in ways previously unimaginable. The latest reports from the Outer Rim stations are encouraging, Vex noted. The quantum barrier network is operating at full capacity. If those things ever return, they'll find a very different galaxy waiting for them, Chen finished. The barrier network had been one of countless innovations born from the new era of cooperation, a vast web of interconnected quantum fields that could detect and prevent unauthorized subspace tunneling. High Counselor Nerix approached them, his ancient face bearing new cybernetic enhancements that helped him interface with the station's systems. It's time, Admirals. The Council is ready to begin. As they took their places in the chamber, Chen reflected on how much had changed. The rigid hierarchy of the old Concordat had given way to a more fluid structure, where influence came not from age or military might, but from the ability to contribute to the greater good. Representatives of the Galactic Concordat, Nerix began, his voice carrying easily through the chamber. 1 year ago, we faced extinction. Today, we stand at the dawn of a new age. The Helios network is complete. The last of the Aurora-class stations came online yesterday, extending our collaborative reach to every corner of known space. Holographic displays activated around the chamber, showing the network of stations, each one a center of innovation and cooperation. The Prometheus, now the flagship of a new class of vessels developed through multi-species collaboration, patrolled near the closest station. But perhaps more significant than our technological achievements, Nerix continued, is the change in how we view ourselves. The barriers between our species, maintained for millennia by fear and tradition, have begun to fall. Chen stood to address the chamber. When humanity first revealed the Prometheus, we spoke of partnership, of the potential that could be unlocked if we learned to work together. The crisis proved that potential, but it also showed us something more profound, that we are stronger because of our differences, not in spite of them. She gestured to the holographic display, which shifted to show various collaborative projects across the network. Every species brings unique perspectives, unique solutions to the challenges we face. The quantum neural interfaces don't erase these differences. They help us understand and build upon them. The old houses and consortiums warned that this would lead to chaos. Admiral Vex added, her scales shimmering with pride. Instead, it has brought unprecedented stability and growth. When everyone has a stake in progress, everyone works to maintain it. The display shifted again, showing the construction of new vessels incorporating technology from dozens of species. The designs were unlike anything the galaxy had seen before. Organic curves blending with crystalline structures, energy fields harmonizing with quantum matrices. But our work is far from complete, Chen continued. The threat we faced may return, or new challenges may emerge. What matters is that we face them together, not as a collection of separate species, but as a true galactic community. Which brings us to today's historic vote, Nerix announced. The proposal before us would formalize what we have already begun, the complete restructuring of the Concordat into a true collaborative entity. No more hierarchies based on technological advancement or military power. Instead, a system where every species contributes according to their unique strengths and benefits according to their needs. The chamber erupted in discussion, but it wasn't the heated arguments of the past. Representatives from different species consulted through neural links, sharing perspectives and reaching understanding at unprecedented speeds. Chen watched with satisfaction as the vote was called. The approval was nearly unanimous, a result that would have been unthinkable just a year ago. As the chamber celebrated, she felt a familiar presence in her mind through the quantum link. You knew this would happen. Vex's thoughts carried a tone of amused accusation. From the moment you first revealed the Prometheus, this was your goal. Humanity's goal, Chen corrected, both aloud and through the link. We spent centuries watching our own species nearly destroy itself through competition and conflict. When we looked to the stars, we promised ourselves we would find a better way. And so you did. Xylax joined their link, his thoughts tinged with the crystalline clarity that characterized his species, by showing us that true strength lies not in domination, but in unity. As the celebration continued around them, Chen's gaze drifted to the observation window, where Earth was visible as a distant blue dot. Humanity had achieved what once seemed impossible, not by conquering the galaxy, but by helping it grow beyond the need for conquest. The Prometheus had been their key to the stars, but it was the promise of cooperation, the vision of a united galaxy, that had truly changed everything. As new neural links formed around her, connecting minds and species in an ever-growing web of shared understanding, Chen smiled. This was humanity's greatest achievement, not the technology they had created, but the bridges they had built between the stars. In the depths of space, Aurora Station gleamed like a beacon, its quantum cores pulsing with the combined knowledge and dreams of 1,000 species. The age of isolation was over. The galaxy had finally learned to think, create, and grow as one.